Test. First. Stop moving the camera like a hauling all losers. Galactic Patrol. That means you.
Aliens Stole My Body is the sequel to Aliens Ate My Homework, which is based on the best-selling book series by Bruce Coville.
Showtime.
Aliens Stole My Body is the next chapter in our Galactic Patrol series. Rod, Elspeth, Mickey are on a mission to stop Bakar and save the universe.
To get a film made from a book all the way to the screen is a miracle. Getting a second one made is like a super miracle. It has been about 25 years since I wrote those books, but Rod and Elspeth and the crew of the Ferkel are all rejuvenated in my imagination by this process. The films have brought new attention and new interest to the books. The books have never been out of print, but now there is a new generation who know these characters.
Is this gonna hurt?
Not me.
One of the delights of having the first film come out was how many men and women in their 30s and 40s I heard from who had loved that book when they were kids themselves and were just so delighted to have it finally on screen and to be able to share it with their kids.
This continues the storyline where we left off with the first movie.
Art in the first film, we only see him briefly at the start before he disappears.
I'll come back, Rod. I promise.
We get such a sense of loss with him and his family and the kids missing him and his wife.
Daddy's the hero. I bet he'll have a lot of great stories to tell us when we see him.
When you see him?
When he comes back. Because he promised Roddy he would. Don't you remember?
Every day.
As we get into Aliens Stole My Body, there's reasons for all of that.
GBG, so who exactly is this Time Strider guy?
The Time Strider is also known as Rit Allbright.
Rit Allbright?
My dad, Art Allbright. It's his original name, I guess?
His alien name.
Daddy is not an alien.
Rod really believes in his dad, and he knows that dad will come back. But in this movie, now that he knows the aliens, now that he went through that first adventure with the Galactic Patrol, he takes charge. He brings the friends together again to find dad.
What's important is finding out where our father is.
Rod, the aliens told us he's on a classified mission.
That was 2 years ago. If he was okay, he would have let us know by now. Something's gone wrong, so wherever he is, he needs help. He needs me.
We have to find him because he's the only one that can stop Bakar.
Rod's main focus in the story is to get his whole family back together. My dad's in there, somewhere. Wherever he is, that's where we need to go. He feels like they've kind of been falling apart ever since the dad left. The entire universe is falling apart since he left, actually. There's only one thing to do.
What is that, young deputy?
What the Galactic Patrol is always supposed to do. The right thing.
But that would...
make each and every one of us.
Renegades against the patrol.
Renegades who can save my dad. And the galaxy.
We had to figure out how people who really love each other were gonna repair that absence.
I never meant for you to be drawn into any of this.
Even if someone's away, you never have to give up hope on people you love and care about.
I am not losing you all over again.
No way, Uncle Art.
We're with the Commander Allbright.
We wanted to give that to all the families watching.
The kids have gotten a little older. We feel that it's aged up a little bit.
This story is thematically far more complex than the first one.
Something doesn't feel right.
You mean about Rod's dad being here?
I mean, Rod's right. How could Uncle Art be here for years without letting his family know he's all right?
The stakes are higher this time. The kids have to do a lot of scenes that deal with themes and ideas that are a little more grown up than what they got to do in the first movie.
Captain Gracker, send me out. I'll do whatever it takes to save my dad.
So will I.
My captain, if these groblings truly will do anything that is required, there is one last thing to try. Perilous to be sure, but possible even so.
What was most gratifying is that all the people we put together for the first movie came back and we picked up right where we left off.
This whole movie-making experience has been about becoming family. I think it was really nice to have the whole family back. There's a shorthand that comes with people that you've grown to know, love, and trust. There's a unity in all of us knowing each other, so that just makes everything go that much better, even on the chaotic days.
The children actors, they're just top notch. To find children in this industry that are professional is one thing. To find them that are still really great kids is another. Jaden, in the first film, he was so little. He's my little guy. And now all of a sudden, you get that piece of the young man he's becoming. And the story supports who he already is. This bright, brilliant, inquisitive, funny young man.
We did the right thing.
You're a good man to have by my side, Deputy. I'm proud of you.
Being back together with everyone, at first it seemed like a dream. Walking into the room for the table read, I was so hyped up about it because I got to see everyone again. Once we started the script, we're going through, I'm like, okay, this is reality, we're doing it.
Let's make a movie together! Movie number 2! I can't think of a better way to spend the summer than getting back with my friends.
The chemistry is there. We hang out as best friends. It's like nothing ever changed, but we're all just a bit older.
It's so weird and surreal to be back again because everyone's like grown up and it feels like we're back to where we were 2.5 years ago. We're back home.
I feel great that I get to see everybody again, the crew, the new characters, 2 new characters, Arlie Bung and Lucky.
Lucky!
I didn't do it! I mean, yes, Little Supreme. In the second movie, Linda's gone on all the adventures. Favorite scene would have been the scene we filmed today. It's where there's all this foam and we get to cover Arlie Bung's face. And then I got so dirty, see, like, it's everywhere on me. When I found out that the movie Alien Stole My Body was gonna be filmed, I screamed and was so excited. It felt amazing to be with all my friends, seeing them again. We're really close now, and it's been the best time ever.
The Ferkel has left Dimension 2 and now travels in multi-dimensional space.
It's really fun to play a twin.
Eric, what have you got under there?
What? You were supposed to hide it. Nothing.
Alien Stole My Body has a really strong message of friendship and family. And that's the brilliance of the writing of this.
As a series develops, you find out what you're really talking about. And what I found over a period of time was the theme I kept coming back to over and over was reconciliation. And this story that we're picking up in these films is a story of reconciliation, bringing back together the things that have been separated and sundered. And so it became a story not just about Rod, but about his entire family.
I think it was really neat to leave a little bit of a cliffhanger, if you will, with regard to the mother and the father, where the son fits into those 2 storylines. Mine is so very much based on Earth, and the father being so based elsewhere, and Rod is our conduit between these 2 worlds.
When we get home, son, I'm staying put.
Really, Dad? I mean, you're commander of a starship. If I had a ship like this, I'd want to go everywhere.
I know the feeling. And when I had the chance, I did. Then I met your mother.
Not seeing your children for 5 years is mind-blowing. Not seeing your wife, on the other hand, there's a lot to deal with.
Where have you been? How could you do this to us?
Listen to me, I will tell you everything, but now is not the time.
You have been gone for 5 years. This is the time.
The parents are not sort of pawns to be passed by. They're as much a part of the adventure and actually as much a part of the outcome as all of the kids and aliens. In the 80s, most parents in films were goofy. This time, they're caring, feeling, and really, really daring. You and Mom have to get everybody off this ship now!
What? No!
It lets us see that possibly, in the future, the family can head off into space on new adventures.